morning, guys. You know what happens. Not all these things go according to plan. I woke up this morning around about 3 o'clock because I thought some dude had started his motorbike up and was letting it warm up. It was laying there, and nobody leaves their motorbike running that long to warm up. So I got up and realised that the water tap, or the pipe in behind the kitchen, obviously is busted again, and it was the bloody water pump that was running. God knows how long it had been running. It had about 2 bars, like half a tank probably, of water. So we've started to do the clean up, and I'll have to pull the back of the kitchen out to get access to the pipes. I have had this happen once before, so I won't really know what the issue is until I get the bits pulled apart, whether the hose is split. They use a reinforced hose. It's got a wire inside. The last twice that it's happened, that wire's actually rusted through from the inside out. So yeah, we'll wait and see till I've got it pulled apart, see what the issue is this time. Hopefully I've got enough tools. We didn't, because we weren't going sort of super remote, I didn't throw all the extra tools that I'd normally put in. Anyway, we'll work with what we've got. We are in Dubbo, so there's access to tool shops and things if I need something else. Hopefully I've got. So yeah, I've currently just cleaned up the water. I'll get this back out, pulled everything out. There's a bit of stuff that was wet at the bottom, and we'll go from there. So we can see the water's actually been spraying up on the top, so we'll slide that back through now and see where it's actually leaking. Same thing as before, so I'll get it out and show you later, but these little coils are wire and they rust from the inside out. So we've got the broken piece, or the piece with the hole in it out. It was the secondary piece actually goes all the way through to the kitchen. Move this way so the sun's not there. So now it's a matter of, got the old one out, started to feed the new one in, and we just need to dry all this stuff out. Obviously the bottom doesn't matter because it's metal, but it goes sprayed up underneath on the floor of the timber. Now obviously I've got to improvise a little bit to try and reach in there, because I'm not quite small enough to get inside that hole. So it should do that. I just let that dry. I'll change that fitting on the other end of it, and then I can start putting the sucker back together. I hope. Up there, got the old one to use as a template for length. So yeah, we'll go from there. All right, nearly there. Boil some water up. Probably get a chance to use the jet boiler again for a multitude of reasons, and then we can soften this up, put the new hoses on. But that's the fitting that goes onto the sink. As you can see, this piece of stainless steel wire that runs through it, and whilst this end here is good, you can see that other end there where it's just, obviously it breaks down internally, lets the water into it, and then it rusts, but it looks like it's stainless. So why it rusts is beyond me. But this is the third time that I've done it. As I understand, the pipe that I've got this time is supposed to be an upgraded version of it. So all I can do is give it a shot. Don't have a lot of alternatives.
Softening the hose, John.
Yes, Liz, it's got the wire inside it, it's got to help it. It's been bloody hard to get it off. Through there. And just like that. Oh, that's better. That made a lot of difference.
So that's the original hose clamp that came with it?
Yeah.
And the end?
Yeah, because it screws to the sink. So I can do this without stabbing myself.
Although it's a bit late now. It's mid-morning.
It's actually nearly midday.
Oh, gee, midday.
So the morning disappeared with our little water incident, which we've now sorted. It was the one at the end of the sink end, so we've pulled all that out and replaced it. Luckily I had a piece of hose, so we've replaced it with new hose and all back together. So now it's 11:45 and our plans have changed.
Yes, we were going to go to the zoo.
We were going to go and look at the animals in the zoo. But now we've changed the plans. So we're going to go back out to Narromine. There's an aviation museum. And as you will have seen, we enjoyed the one in New Zealand so much.
Yeah, that was great.
It was good, yeah. So we thought we'd go and have a look at this. It's a little bit of backtracking. It's about 30 minutes back the way that we came. But yeah, we've sort of blown today anyway, so we thought, well, what we'll do is fill that in. We've got some groceries and stuff to get. We'll do that on the way back.
Yep.
And then catching up with some friends tonight for dinner. So
yeah, that'll be good.
So we'll take you along. Let's have a look at this. Hopefully we can take some photos and some video at the museum.
Yeah.
And share a little bit of that. Just enough to whet the appetite that if ever you're in the area, you want to go and have a look at it. So we'll see how it is. Cheers.
Catch you later.
We make our way into Narromine and find somewhere for lunch, and then it's off to the museum. Within the museum walls is a captivating exhibition of artefacts, documents and photographs which tell the story of aviation as it unfolded on one of Australia's most historic aerodromes. Many people are surprised to learn that flying at Narromine started as early as 1919 and is Australia's oldest regional aero club. A host of famous aviators made regular visits during the 1920s and 30s and were enthusiastically hosted by the townspeople. World War II veterans knew Narromine for the Tiger Moths of No. 5 Elementary Flying Training School, the start of what was for many an epic career in military flying. The sport of gliding too has roots at Narromine, which go back to the 1940s. Today the region is considered to be among the world's best soaring sites. Each year sees hundreds of gliding enthusiasts from around the world converge here to make the most of these excellent conditions.
Good morning. Good, thank you.
It's turned around.
Try that. One.
One and two. There we are. Now you've got your map there.
Yes.
Remember that road rules apply, so seatbelts do need to be worn. It's one way, 10 kilometre speed limit.
Gotcha.
There's the areas where you can just stop and go for walks, go around as many.
Lovely. Thank you. First stop inside the park is the meerkats. Now meerkats are a small mongoose found in South Africa, characterised by a broad head, large eye, pointed snout and a brindled coat pattern. They grow to around 35 centimetres and can weigh up to a kilo. Famed for their posture of standing on their rear legs as they gaze alertly over the plains.
This one digging.
Then it was time to move on to watch the feeding of a black rhino.
Good morning everyone, my name is Grace. I'm one of the black rhino keepers here at Toowoomba Western Plains. Firstly, welcome to our beautiful zoo on this actually quite pleasant temperatured day. And today you're here and you're lucky enough to see our beautiful 7-year-old Dafari on exhibit. So he is a male black rhino. 7 years old is by no means old at all for these guys. They can live 40 to 50 years in captivity quite easily. Definitely up to the higher end of that in captivity for sure. So he's got a long way to go and quite a lot of growing to do. He weighs in at about 1,000 kilos at present. These guys can get up to about 1,400 kilos, so they can get quite a bit bigger, and he won't reach that fully grown, sort of filled out, until he's about 18 to 25. So he still does have quite a bit of growing to do.
She actually travelled from New Zealand to Australia, so she had to travel there.
Breeding program, so much so that the two boys at the back are on the other side of the fence at the moment just to kind of slow things down. All the adults behind us here, they're our females, and of course you will notice that we've got a number of calves, so it's been a very successful and productive 7 months for us. We've never actually had 5 calves before. We've got little Shamari just wandering around at the back there. He's around 5 weeks of age, born late January. And he actually is the 60th calf born here at the zoo since that program began back in 1990. And hopefully you won't get any grass. Now, if it gets slobbered on, the bowls have got some sanitizer down there, so be clean.
Hulla is one of 8 cheetahs that are in the park. The reason she's on her own, female cheetahs are solitary animals and will spend their life on their own apart from mating and rearing cubs, as opposed to males that move in small groups. They are the fastest land animal on Earth and can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometres in under 3 seconds. But the endurance is limited and only run for around 60 seconds at a time, which is enough time to catch their prey. They have around 2,000 spots and are able to use their spotted coats as a disguise.
She's got stalking mode.
Here he goes, and do it again. See? Using it to scoop it. He's backing up. He's back into him.
Sumatran tigers only occur on an Indonesian island of the same name. They live in rainforest, and unlike other cats, they readily take to water and can swim well thanks to specialised webbing between their toes. In the wild, they'll hunt at dusk and can travel up to 20 kilometres in one night in search of food. It cannot outrun its prey and so needs to use camouflage to ambush a meal instead. As you can imagine, it's difficult to move these large animals around and is a huge logistic exercise when the time comes. The zoo's rhinos travel in crates like this one, which was used to transport one of the 5 white rhinos from South Africa. There seems to be a bit of a pattern going on here, and I'm the only one not getting it. Yes, they're all eating, so we break out and have some lunch before moving on.
Straight cruising, headed for a bruising, watching out for number one. You gotta slow down, look around you, son. Today is just today and not tomorrow. Where you're going, you can rest your head. Where you're going, brightness looks big. Where you're going
Exceeded all our expectations. What an amazing day. Then it was back to camp we go.
You gotta get going. Easy now. You gotta get going. Easy now.
So what are we having for tea tonight, Lee?
Chicken cubes, chips and salad.
Beautiful.
Put this baby down and let her cook.
20 minutes later.
Let's just give ooh. Nice bit more. So here we have Weber chips and a chicken Kiev cooked in the Weber.
They're so versatile, aren't they?
Oh, I love the Weber Q.
In the next episode, we find a big drip, learn about travelling to great locations on a weekend, and discover an amazing camping location. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.